Okay. Good afternoon to everyone, and thanks to Kumar sir for giving this opportunity to share about the verbs here. Okay, so the verbs is defined as a word used for saying something. It is defined as this. It is used. The word used as a saying something about the person, about the animals, about the things. It is a doing word that express the action, the process, and the state. uh, the word, the verb that talks about the event, the existence of something or the occurrence. Here, the one example here, uh, John climbed a tree. Here, in this sentence, climbed express the action, and here another one, it turned green. So turn it turned green also. It is also one action. So uh, these words talks about the action, so these are the action words that we call verbs. And here are the some kinds of verb. Ordinary verbs that we call main verb, having one meaning, they have their one meaning. And auxiliary verbs having grammatical or functional importance. It means the auxiliary verbs works as a they makes the sentence utterance uh, functionally and structurally perfect. They make the sentence more structural. So we use the auxiliary verb that we call helping verbs also. It helps the main verb. And here another kind is transitive verbs. And in transitive verbs refers to the uh, word that takes an object, uh, and intransitive verbs that does not take any object. uh, and infinite and non-finite verbs also. These are also the kind of verb. And finite verbs talks about uh, the verbs that has agreement with the subject. According to the subject, the verb forms will be changed in finite verb. And in non-finite verbs it's opposite, uh, with a finite verb. And regular and irregular verbs also. Here regular verbs, uh, it change the form uh, in a specific pattern, in a fixed pattern. And irregular verbs, it change uh, the form of verb are irregular. They are not fixed pattern, they not change in a fixed pattern. And the first one here, the main verb action verbs. uh, my friend Evgita already mentioned lots of things on the main verbs in previous class. The main verb talks about the action, expressions, and the state. Here in example also, she writes or later. The right refers, the right talks about the action here. And did you see him? So it also talks about the expressions. And I am a student here. Am talks about the state. And I know him. So known also, know also talks about the state. So the main verbs, the action verbs, uh, give it have its one meaning, and it talks about the actions. And auxiliary verbs, we called them the helping verbs. I already also said one sentence that I spoke one utterance. The auxiliary verbs only help the main verbs, and it makes the sentence more structural and more functional also. It makes the our sentence, our utterance more grammatically correct. And here are some types of auxiliaries. The first one, principal auxiliaries. The form of be is here in is, am, are, was, and were. And the form of have, has, have, and had. And the form of do, did, and does here in principal auxiliaries. And modal auxiliaries, can, could, may, might, must, had to, out, and shall, should, will, would. And semi modules also. uh, in some resource and in some linguists, they mention the semi modules also in modules. But here I found in one book that uh, Mr. Vatrai's book, I got that in a semi modules to need, to dare, and use to. And transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. Okay, transitive verbs that takes an object. Here in example, I teach. If the someone said I teach, it need one object there. It raise one question there. What to teach? So here the English, he teach English. It means I teach English. It means the English object also needed in transitive verb. And same verb I teach to whom. So home also, it raised the question home also. So I made students. So I teach I made students. So here the I made students also talks about the object. So uh, my concern is that the transitive verbs always need the object, and in transitive verb it does not take any object. Like for example, here I live where? In Surkhet. It means here in Surkhet is not actually a verb. Not sorry, it's object. It talks about the adverbial. So it in transitive verb it does not take any object. So finite and non-finite verbs. Okay. Okay, finite verb, it is a verb that has an agreement with the subject. According to the subject, the form of the verb, the form of the tense is will be changed and should be changed. So it limit with the subject parameter. According to the tense, it change. According to the person, change. The form of the verb, it change, and according to the number also, the form of the verb change here in finite verb. Okay, it changes according to the tense, uh, base, past and past particles, and person, first person, second person, and third person. And here in numbers also, it changes according to singular and plural. Here, the first example, it talks about the tense. According to the tense, the verb form is changed here. I played football every day. Here, in present form, the I play football as every day. The play talks about the present situation, and I played football yesterday. The form of play is changed here in past form. So according to the change of tense, the form of verb also change here in finite verb. And another example, according to the person, the form of the verb change. I run a mile daily. So here first person, I already also said that according to the subject, the form of the verb change. So here the subject I is a first person, so we use run here, first base form of the verb here. And same here, same verbs, he runs a mile daily. So he refers the third person, and the form of the verb also change run to runs in third person. So according to the subject parameter, according to the subject, the form of the verb change. Not only according to the tense and person, it changes according to number also. So mango is of yellow color here in singular form, and mangoes are of yellow color. So here the first sentence, mango is a singular form here, so we use is form here, and mangoes we use are form here. So according to the number also, according to the singular and plural also, we change the form of the verb. The form change its verb. The verb change its form, so that we call its finite verb verbs. So am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so non-finite verb here, it does not change according to the tense, person, or the number. uh, and okay, uh, present and past particles are most common in this non-finite verb. It functions as a noun, adjective, and adverb. The non-finite verbs, talks about, they works as a noun, they works as a adjective and the adverbs. Here the first example, the playing cat is brown. So here the playing verb is work as a adjective here, and cycling is a good habit. So here cycling works as a noun, and Tom went to the USA to study. So study talks about adverb here. So in conclusion, we can say that non-finite verbs not works as a main verb, it works as a adjective, noun, and adverb. So regular and irregular verbs now. Regular verbs have, it has a fixed pattern. Okay, it has a fixed pattern. The verbs ended with the d, ed, and ied in the form, different form of the uh, uh, tense, and some cases t also added in a base. Yes, base, and it is also called the weak verb. For example, learn, learned. Okay, so regular past simple forms are added by ed, d, and ied. I think it will be more clear in example. In base, the word play here, and it changed in past played, and in past particles we use ed. So it's a regular verb, play, played, and played. And another example, we use only d in the past particles and past. For example, like, we modified the word here, like.
Hello. Namaste. म क्लास हजुर.
Sir, I think Prakash. Okay.
You can mute him.
Okay, please go on.
Okay.
I did.
Okay, like here we modified the like, and like we use modified, and we use d only here, like only we use d here in past particles also. And in a base copy we modified it copied, we add ied. So in regular form of the verb, at the end of the word, for changing the form of the verb, we use d, ed, and ied, that we can see here in an example also. So here irregular verbs, it does not have any fixed pattern. It does not have the same pattern for changing, and it does not end with the ed, d, and ied. Here it changes the form. Actually there is no any specific converting way for the verb in irregular verbs. We can categorize, we can divide it in a 4 groups. The first group, all the verbs form are same. All the verbs form are same here. The first one, put. In group A, all the verbs form are same in irregular verbs. And in second group, same past and past particles are same. Past and past particles are same. Here, feel, felt, and felt in group 2. And in third group, it contains the same base and the past particles of the verb. For example, here, come, came, and again come. So it contains the same base, come, and the past particles also same, come. And group 4, all the 3 form are different here, go, went, and gone. Here is no any relationship. So these are the irregular verbs. So that's all. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to ask one more thing over there in the slide, the previous slide.
Okay, so which one?
Hazur, I just want to know, is learn and learned, no, not in this one, the regular and irregular, Hazur. Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to know, your learned, I thought it was irregular verb, but is it regular because we also have learned?
It also
Is it in regular form, because learn
yeah,
and
it
learn
is also in regular form also, that we I already also mentioned that type of verbs we called weak verb also. So it we use learned also, and we use learned also. So these are the weak verbs, and where I read is I got the learned also in regular verb. So,
and I just wanted to confirm, I finished confused by
okay. Thank you, Saritaji. Thank you.
It was irregular in the past, and right now it is regular. Right? We are
Okay, sir.
now. That's why.
Because we never used to write learned, right? पहिला
Uh,
ई राख्दैन थियौँ, अब अहिले चाहिँ ईडी पनि छ।
Yeah, nowadays
when
we
I
prefer ED.
when I use that these bob here, I also think that, sir. But there also mentioned that it also called weak bob. So I think this one is a
Yeah,
new
it's okay.
concept. So I need to add here.
Yeah, you are right, Harisa. It's okay.
It's
If
a
Any
new
any
questions?
concept. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Does
if
anybody
more
have any
question,
other questions? Okay, Harisa, now you can
I did.
stop sharing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Sharing. Yes, you are good. Good presentation. Mm, is there any comment? Okay. Let me share my window. Who is next presenter for our next week? Hari sir, Hemanti Satyal, right? Madam, are you listening?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Sorry.
Okay, please get ready for this.
And sir,
Next week for
next me, I think.
types of
No.
clauses, you can see here, right? Okay. It's a very easy topic and useful also for your classroom. Can you see my window?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Asrafal sir?
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, Namaste. Krishna
Yes,
is here,
sir.
sir.
Yes, ma'am. Anything?
Sir, did you take attendance?
Yeah, I'll.
Did you take attendance?
Yeah, not at all. Today I'll do it.
Thank you, sir.
Asrafal sir?
Yes, sir.
Did anybody message you from Nepal?
No, sir. No, sir. About what, sir?
One of my friend from one of our district, he was telling me that both of you are a friend, right? And British
Oh,
Council,
yes, sir.
yeah, British Council Nepal has selected him as one of the maybe coordinator or teacher trainer. I don't know exactly, right? He is, I mean, right now taking training from British Council, and he's researching as well. That's why he wanted, according to him, to collaborate with you. Are you teaching at school level?
I'm teaching at college level, sir, right now.
Not the school level.
Basically teaching the students of 11th and 12th grade.
Okay, 11 and 12 is also school here in our Nepal, right?
12th grade.
Yeah, it's okay. Then
Okay.
if you collaborate with him, you can get opportunity to learn also, right? Our practices, I mean, right? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
If he contacted you, please
Oh,
you will contact, right? Please respond him. Is it okay?
okay, okay. Sure, sir. Sure,
Yeah.
sir. Sure, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Today also I'm going to talk about coordination and subordination. Right. This is the last topic of this third module. We have basic information, and maybe some of you are feeling difficulty to learn about this. It's very useful for us to teach at a school level, I know, and most of you have basic information about this, I think. Let's see once again uh, about this. Let's example here. My sister is a lawyer and my brother is a doctor. You can see clauses. And next one, they forgot that my brother is a doctor. You know type of clauses. Is there any confusion? First one, A. Number 1. Which one is this? Subordinating or coordinating? Can you give me your sound, please? My sister is a lawyer and my brother is a doctor.
So coordinating.
Are you sure or still confused?
I
Sir,
think
coordinating.
Coordinating, yes.
because joint clause, it joins two clauses.
Yeah, in both of the sentences there are two clauses.
Yes, sir.
Now, how do you identify whether it is coordinating or subordinating? How do you identify? Any idea?
Because and that are the words that are joining the clause or phrases.
There are two independent clauses there.
Yeah, there are two independent clauses. And which word is there? Coordinating?
And is there.
We call traditionally and, right? Say it's a marker. In number 2, they forgot that my brother is a doctor. This one is which one? Subordinating or coordinating?
Subordinating, sir.
Because of what? What's the marker here? Linking word, I mean.
The forget.
Because there
The
is
forgot is the transitive verb, which regards object, I guess. And that makes it like a dependent clause.
Because of, look at here.
There's only one independent clause.
Sorry.
Because there's only one independent clause.
Yeah, that is also one reason, right? And another reason is this, right? Subordinating conjunction. And only
conjunction.
one. Which one is in this one or this one independent? Which one is independent clause?
The second.
They forgot.
The second one.
Dependent or independent?
Independent.
Dependent.
Independent. Okay.
Independent.
Look at this interpretation. In two clauses are of equal syntactic status. If this is the condition, this is coordinating. I'm simply revising this. We talked about this last week as well, right? When two clauses are of equal syntactic value or status, that is coordination. On the other hand, if unequal, just opposite, it means if one clause depends on another for its meaning. For simple example is if clause, right? Can you give me any example of if clause? It's a very simple example. Can you tell me one if sentence, if clause? Anybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please. Tell me one sentence.
Can I?
Yeah, please.
You can visit the doctor if you are unwell.
Visit doctor if you are.
If
You are. What did you say?
unwell. Unwell.
Okay.
Unwell.
Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you tell me here in this sentence, which one is independent and which one is dependent? Or you can simply write this sentence as this one, like this also. For example, if you are unwell, you can visit the doctor. Both are same. How many clauses are there?
2.
This second one is easier. That's why I wrote this one again. Which one is independent and which one is dependent here? See this one. If you are teaching,
Second one is independent, I think. And the first one is dependent. If you are unwell, that is dependent. And you can visit the doctor is independent. I don't know. It's just my guess.
is it so?
It looks like so, yes.
Okay, Rajendra sir is speaking. Okay, let me write one more sentence here. If you give me Rs 100, I will buy a pen. Here, which one is dependent?
I will buy a pen.
If you give me rupees 100.
Yeah. If you give me rupees 100, I think that one.
Because it seems
Okay.
incomplete.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll come to this point later. Okay, here in number 1 and number 2, number 1 and number 2, you can say they forgot. This is one class. Sorry. That my brother is a doctor. It's very easy. You can see first one, they forgot, and after that there is another class. My brother is a doctor. Are they of equal status or not?
No, sir.
No. Which one is main clause here?
My brother is a doctor.
My brother is a
Main
doctor.
or this one?
The second one.
It seems like they forgot.
If you omit this one, so my brother is a doctor is sentence, there is no question. But look at the meaning. What is the speaker saying? They forgot, right? They forgot. So they forgot is main clause here. See the meaning perspective. It means this first clause, the speaker is telling something. So main clause is called superordinate clause here, right? Superordinate is the only name, right? You can say main clause also. Or and this second one is dependent or subordinate. It's called subordinate clause. Don't be confused.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
So in that sentence, they forgot, isn't the last part like a noun phrase there? Being the object of forgot?
The last part? Yeah.
The entire thing.
Yeah, entire
Yes.
thing is a adverbial, like adverbial phrase, right? You mean to say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, adverbial phrase.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right? So again, subordinating conjunctions that use. I'll talk about conjunction, whether that is conjunction or not. We'll come to the point later, right? But if two clauses are of equal importance, and if we are using coordinating marker, you can say conjunction, that's coordinating clause. And if they are not of equal importance, then, and if we are using subordinating conjunction, that is subordination. We have discussed about this, I think. So regarding the definition of conjunction, you can say subordinating conjunctions are words which introduce clauses, introduce new clause. You can see we're waiting here. Maybe she has problem. And can you hear me? It's my problem, I think, internet. Okay. And coordinating conjunctions are words, clauses, phrases, and even words. If you are not convinced, right, I'll come to the point again. I'm simply talking about subordinating conjunctions and coordinating conjunction only. It's a very traditional term. Conjunction is traditional term. You know what conjunction is. Only joining words that links. Nowadays we say marker also, right? I'll again come to the point. If you are not feeling comfortable, I'm simply introducing terminologies right now. Look at it again. In clause, into that second example, they forgot it's superordinate. You know, remember, just remember terminology. What does it mean? We talk about subordinate. Opposite of subordinate is superordinate, main clause. Simply, they forgot is main clause, right? And next one is that my brother is doctor is dependent or subordinate clause. I'm clarifying the name or terminology for these things only, right? Superordinate and subordinate, or independent or dependent, right? It's not difficult. Be sure, because we are studying linguistic and these jargons are necessary for us, okay? In modern grammars, subordinated clause is embedded within superordinate clause. We know that. In this also, they forgot that my brother is a doctor, right? This is called embedded clause also. That my brother is a doctor is also called embedded. You can get etymological meaning, word meaning, embed this word, right? Don't be confused with this, right? Embedded, simply it means subordinated, you can say. Dependent, you can say, right? So in modern grammar, we use this terminology. So don't be confused with this. These are not new thing. You can see here the relation of coordination also hold between similar unit. Traditionally, okay, traditionally I'm talking. It is said that traditionally this would be of same category. Noun can coordinate noun, verb can coordinate verb, and so on is there. This is traditional practice. So in this example, these examples also you can say, they invited my daughter and her husband. You can see my daughter, her husband, right? Both are of same category. They invited my father and mother, right? You can see both are noun, right? and they are coordinated using and. But in this book extract, which I think you got via mail, I have sent, or it is in your Moodle as well, right? The primary sense of subordination is dependency in relationship between modifier, complement, and the head of construction. This is the view on subordination. And you know what does that mean? One unit depends on other. Simply, the summary of these whole expression, right, is, for example, you can see the in this sentence, he has long hair, right? The long is dependent on here, and the noun phrase is to the verb has, right? So this is the modern view according to this writer Matthew. Subordination means chain of dependency on other unit. Simply, it's not more than that. So now I'm going to start the main thing.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
So in your previous slide, so that small unit also, since like and is like coordinating conjunction, right? So in your
Yeah.
previous slide, I mean.
Yeah, coordination, that is coordinating conjunction. And
So it seems more like a list, but is that, you mean that's like a compound sentence, or?
compounding is also
It
part
was a
of
little
coordination.
unclear.
Compounding.
So that makes the sentence like a compound sentence?
Yeah. And compound, it joins words also, phrase also, clause also, right? And we can this.
Yeah, could you move like maybe one slide before, please?
Yeah. It's not, they are not clause.
Yes, so in this, okay, so what, I was just confused. Is that like a compound sentence? It's just a list in a sentence.
It can be compound sentence also. Coordination means compound sentence also.
If that's, yeah, if that's the compound, then we need two like a equal clauses, right? Or two or more, I guess, but two. They invited my daughter is one independent clause, and it's because we don't repeat the same thing. They invited, so it's like implicitly mentioned there, so that makes it like a compound sentence. Is that so?
Yeah, for that purpose.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that makes it compound sentence.
Yeah.
Okay, another question, like you mentioned if conditional, right? So for the sentence, if he gives me rupees 100, okay, without comma, if we do, then I will buy a pen. So where does that then fit in that sentence? What, like, I was just a little confused about that. So instead of comma, if you write then I'll buy a pen. So if he gives
that's
me
not grammatically correct,
100,
right?
so that's like a,
in if clause, we cannot write then. That's not if clause. You must.
So if then is.
You must put comma there. Right? In spoken, it can be said. No question, right? But if you write then, and if you start with if, that is not grammatical. Traditionally, must be comma.
Okay, but I feel like I've been using it without comma.
Yeah, without comma.
If I use like, if I don't use then I use comma.
Yeah, you have to use comma. Must use. Or you
yes,
in between clauses.
So then is not valid then.
Yeah, then is not valid.
With if.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll come to
that's
the point.
Something new. Thank you.
Okay. Let's start coordination again. Again in the sense, who is making noise here? I think Tirthaji is there. Okay. You know the meaning of coordination? Commonly we are using. Coordination gives equal attention to two items and use coordinating conjunctions. These are common, right? And it has formula also. I will play one video and you will get formula also. This I have. So and but, for, or, nor, at, and so. These conjunctions are used in coordination. And we have got basic idea, as I said, equal attention, and you can see next bullet point also. A relation holding between two or more elements of equal syntactic status. It's a repetition, right? So in these type of sentences, what happens? None is dependent on any other. It means both parts are of equal importance. It means for meaning, one clause, coordination means here we are talking about in the sense of clauses, not in the sense of word and phrases, right? We can use coordination in words also and phrases also. That's different thing, but here we are talking about in the sense of clauses. That's right. So two parts over here are used. Two parts mean two clauses here, and they are also known as coordinates. Remember this, according to Matthew, right? And markers are coordinators. The technical name, okay? Two clauses of coordinating conjunctions are coordinating sentence. You can say compound sentence here, right? They are known coordinates. Okay, I'll show you the example, right? Then maybe you will be okay. You can see here, Kim overslept, the bus was late. These two are independent clauses, and technically these two clauses are known as coordinate or coordinates, right? Is a technical name. Remember this. Clauses and word we use in between, these are what? You can say marker.
Coordinators.
Right? Coordinator also and marker also. They are also called parts also. You can see according to Matthew, the writer of this book, right? These are technical name jargons. We must remember this. That's why I'm introducing this. Okay. So I think you got the point I'm saying. I'm just telling you name of two parts of these classes, right? What is coordinators or what are coordinators and what are coordinates, right? When you read this extract, may come across these words, right? That's why I'm talking about them technically. So again, let's go to the terminology again. And there is objection about conjunction, whether to say conjunctions or not, because the function of these joining words is not only to join, link the idea. Definitely they link two clauses, there is no questions. That's why the writer is Matthew says when they join, look at here, Kim overslept and the boss was late. It's called expresses logical conjunction. Kim overslept or the bus was late, right? And his function is here, disjunction. So this writer claims the word conjunction is not suitable. That's why he has introduced new terminology for this. Right? Linguistics is difficult because of many terminologies, right? Exactly, it's not difficult. but it's difficult to remember lots of terminologies. So for him, coordinates or coordinates means parts, and this coordinator means marker, right? And some linguists, they also say, they also call linker also, right? Linking words also. So for these writer, these joining words are, these conjunctions are what? Markers, right? I am just introducing terminology. And there are so many other terminologies, right? You can go through this slide also, and that particular extract of your book as well, right? Okay. Is there any confusion in terminology?
No, sir.
Okay, you can listen me later as well. Before this, I have a very short video, right? That's why I want to first of all play that. Let's see. Okay.
Coordinating and subordinating conjunctions.
Can you hear the sound?
We can hear, but we cannot see the video, sir.
Okay, then.
So still the presentation is showing, not showing, sir.
Okay, then I'll share screen. Can you now see?
Yes, sir.
Coordinating.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please let's watch this video and let's then we'll discuss about the
And subordinating conjunctions. Let's start with coordinating conjunctions. A coordinating conjunction joins words or sentences that are independent or equal. The coordinating conjunctions that we have in English are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. So that it won't be hard for you to remember what coordinating conjunctions are, just remember the acronym fanboys.
Okay, you might have heard. You want to remember coordinating conjunction, you can use this, but don't be confused with the thing I'm saying. Some scholar, they prefer conjunction and some do not, right? But commonly it is easy for us, that's why we can say conjunction, not the marker, not the logical connector or something like this. Okay.
A coordinating conjunction can connect a word to another word, a phrase to another phrase, and a clause to another clause. Examples: I was alone and sad. In this sentence, the coordinating conjunction and is used to connect a word to another word, alone and sad. I heard her put something down and switched something on. This time, it connects two phrases. Put something down and switch something on. I cook and my siblings clean the house. In this example, and is used to join two sentences. I cook and my siblings clean the house. Take a look at the following coordinating conjunctions, their meanings and examples. The first one is for. For also means because or one action is the cause of the other. Example: Jane stayed in the jungle for she loves Tarzan. Next is and. And means in addition to. Example: Nemo and Dory are my friends. Nor. Nor means also not. Example: He doesn't have a family, nor does he have a home. But. But means on the contrary. It is used to connect two ideas that are totally different. Example, I can play with them, but mom said I can watch. Or indicates choice or alternative. Example, what do you want to do first, eat or study? Yet has similar meaning to but. Example, she didn't study anything, yet she passed the exams. The last one is so. So means as a result. Example, they can't attend my party, so I just had it cancelled. Next are subordinating conjunctions. A subordinating conjunction comes at the beginning of a clause, which makes it dependent to independent clauses. There are a lot of subordinating conjunctions in English, but some of the most common are since, because, after, while, if, although, before, until, unless, that, and when. You can put the dependent clause at the start or at the end of the sentence. Examples: while I was in college, my younger sister was in high school. While I was in college is our dependent clause. My younger sister was in high school is our independent clause. While here is our subordinating conjunction. Notice that we put a comma after our dependent clause. My younger sister was in high school while I was in college. This time, the dependent clause is at the end of the sentence. If this is the case, a comma is not needed anymore. Another example: if it rains, I won't go to school. I won't go to school if it rains. Some more examples: I will stay with my parents until I graduate. He went to the park after he finished his homework. I don't leave unless he's asleep. The coordinating conjunctions in these sentences are until, after, and unless. For our exercise, fill the blanks with the correct conjunctions. The first one, I was on my way home, blank Dad called. Is it that, or, when, or unless?
Which one is correct answer here? Can you guess?
When.
Correct answer is when. I was on my way home when Dad called. Is it a coordinating conjunction or a subordinating conjunction? The answer is a subordinating conjunction. The second one, Jamie is a very hardworking student. Blank, she deserves to be the class valedictorian. Is it so, because, nor, or but?
So.
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 The correct answer is so. Jamie is a very hardworking student, so she deserves to be the class valedictorian. Is so a coordinating or a subordinating conjunction? The answer is a coordinating conjunction. The third one, I watched TV blank you left. Is it and, so, after, or while? The answer is
While.
after.
Oh, after.
I watched TV after you left. Is after a coordinating conjunction or a subordinating conjunction? It is, of course, a subordinating conjunction. The last one. I'll sleep late, blank, I need to study.
Because I need to study.
Because I need to study.
Is it and, so, because, or while?
Because
Because I'll sleep late because I need to study.
it's coordinating.
Is this stock or am I stock?
It's talk.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sir?
Sir,
Hello.
maybe he got disconnected or something, but he's here only in the class.
Yeah.
Sir, you have muted yourself.
Okay, just a while. I will start a class, right? After 15 minutes, is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Kumar, sir.
Yes, please.
Kumar. frozen.
Hello? What is happening right now?
We have a break, 15 minutes break.
Okay.
Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Here was one short word, that's why. Can I start now?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Can you see this one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's talk about category of status of coordinator. It means what type of identity can be joined using coordinator. It is said that generally, right, commonly for any category, that means maybe suppose it's alpha is a formula is there in our book, that's why I've written here alpha. A coordination of alpha constituent is itself taken to be an alpha, means alpha can join if there are two alphas, then we can use coordination. That means, for example, it means as a look at here, this one, my daughter, her husband, these two are noun. So in coordination, if they are both NP, we can coordinate. As a common example, we are talking about clause, not noun phrase, but commonly it is a common convention, right? Both parties should be of same type. That means alpha alpha and can be joined here, and NP can be joined, right? So my daughter and her husband, you can see here. Similarly, there are other such example you can see here, but it is not the case all the time. Not only noun and NP can be coordinated. There can be, for example, he is an entrepreneur and extremely wealthy. It's noun NP, and but next one is not NP. It is adjective phrase, extremely wealthy. Similarly, is another example. The article was very long and of little relevance. First one is adjectival phrase, and next one is prepositional phrase. So these also can be joined. Similarly here, NP and clause. The cost is NP, or where I bought it is a clause. Not both are NPs and not both are clauses. So this can be another cases. So here are other cases. It means that look at here. I have already said you this one. He is an entrepreneur and extremely wealthy. The coordinates an entrepreneur and extremely wealthy are NP and adjective phrase. The entire coordinate construction belong to neither of them. This can be case, that means not only NP and NP, not only adjective phrase and adjective phrase and so on. They can be coordinated. Why and how, you can see. If they are functionally same, they can be coordinated. I will come to the point later. Just remember this. If the function of both of them is not of the category, listen to me, it's not of the category, it's the function they play in that particular clause, enable them, right, to be coordinated. Did you get my point? If function of both of NP or adjectival phrase or NP and clause, if these all are same, functions are same, they can be coordinated. So I'll come to the same point again later. So there are some properties of coordination. For example, here are 5 properties, 5 cases of coordination. That means, like I mentioned earlier, one is no grammatical limit to the number of coordinates, the requirement of syntactic likeness, right? Means this should be syntactically similar. I'll come to the explanation later. The marking of coordination, no fronting of coordinator plus coordinate, across the board application of syntactic processes. These are 5 cases in which we can use coordination, as I showed some example earlier. Let's talk about them one by one. No grammatical limit to the number of coordinates. It means what? Theoretically, no grammatical limit to the number of coordinates means, for example, can be 2, right? Can be 3, can be 4, 5, and so on. No limit at all. My daughter and her husband. 2. You can have pork, beef, or lamb. There are 3. You can see. 4, for example, I was tired, hungry, cold, and very depressed. In this way, what is the situation here? Is it being recorded?
Yes, sir.
Yes? Okay, it's okay. I forgot to pause that. In this way, this is one property, right? You can coordinate as many numbers as you like, you want. This is the case number 1. Next, the requirement of syntactic likeness. As I showed an example, what happened? It's not of the category, the syntactic likeness. That means, look at here, coordinates are of equal syntactic status. Functionally, this means the function should be same, right? Not only the category. It means not only noun and noun, not only adjective and adjective, verb and verb, but if their functions are similar, they can be coordinated. And you just observe many examples there, right? So here you can see, for example, we invited the manager and the several staff member. In this example, you can see separate sentences. We invited the manager and we invited several staff member. You can see here. They are similar in category as well, right? Let's see again. Here, in this example, the article was very long and of little relevance. The article was very long, right? What is this? It's an adjectival phrase. And the article was of little relevance. The second one, this one you can see here, right? This one and this one. Categorically, these two are different. This one is adjectival phrase, and this another one, this is prepositional phrase, right? But we can coordinate. It is called syntactic likeness, not categorical likeness, syntactic likeness. In case of this also, we can coordinate. So the same thing is here, right? Here also, he left the country and this morning, look at here, right? Here they are not syntactic like. The next one is, what is this? You can see this morning, right? This is adjunct, right? And this one, what is this? This is object. He left the country. The function of this country and this morning, they are different, right? They have different function. That's why we cannot coordinate in this situation. It should be of similar function. And this one is also same. right? They're not functionally same in this example. Look at here. They have arranged for your father and I. Your father, see the rule of this, your father, right? What is it? For your father, but the next one is I, right? What is necessary here? I is subjective form, right? And which is not suitable here. That's why we cannot coordinate your father and I here. There should be objective form of I, it means. So what is the case? There should be syntactic likeness. Their role in the sentence, it means, should be similar. Unlike term cannot be, or unlike terms cannot be what? Joined. And see, marking of coordination, right? We have in number 1 discuss about what? Number of coordination. So here is also similar. There can be 1. It is called syntactic coordination, 1 coordinator. You can see here 1, right? This example you can see, right? A syntactic, sometime we do not use, right? In this last one, no coordinator, right? And polysyntactic, it means you can use more than 1 also. But commonly we follow this first one, in before final coordinator we use, right, 1 marker. Coordinate we use 1 marker. That means this common term, but writer or speaker, they follow this one also, right? And sometimes they do not use any coordinator is also followed, but commonly we use the first one, right? So marking of coordination is also different. Okay, next one, the next feature. Are you listening me? Are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
These are feature of coordination, right? Not subordination. Next, 4th feature of coordination, no fronting of coordinator. But it happens in subordination. For example, number A, is it coordinating or subordinating this situation? Which one is this?
Subordinating.
Subordinating. That's why, see, in this A, it is in between 2 clauses. She recommended a holiday, right? Although I had my thesis to finish. And in number B, you can front this although here. You can write although here. Subordination, right? And here, she recommended a holiday, but I had my thesis to finish. Here, if you write in this way, it's wrong. It means while using coordination, you cannot front, no fronting of coordinator. You can see no fronting of coordinator, but S fronting of subordinator. That means, you got my point? While using subordinating clause, for example, if sentence also, you can write in either place, initially or in between clauses, in subordination, but it is not allowed in coordination. Okay, this is the case. Okay, next. Have any question there? Number 4, you got the point? Anybody? No sound.
No,
sound
sir.
means You all got the point. You understood, I think. And last feature of coordination. What happens in coordination? Across the board application of syntactic process. Right? These are technical and it seems very difficult. It's not difficult. Don't be confused with this. What happens? Let's see. Let's talk from the example. But let me read this ruler related to requirement of syntactic likeness between coordinates is the requirement that such syntactic processes as relativization apply across the board to all coordinates. Did you get any idea? I think not. Did you? Look at here. Example, right? You will get idea then. But maybe across the board is written there. Across the board means to all coordinates. You know, all coordinates means 2 clauses here or 3 clauses. Listen me carefully, okay? Don't just underestimate this expression. It's very much useful. For example, he has lots of experience, but he hasn't got a degree. Is it subordinating? Coordinating. Which one is this? Or subordination or coordination?
Coordinating.
Coordinating. Right?
Coordination.
Yeah, it's coordination. And you can see relativization, right? You may know the idea, right? Or when we relativize in coordination, across the board, look at it, apply across the board means it works in whole 2 clauses. For example, I appointed a guy who has lots of experience, but who does not got a degree. It's a grammatical. Remember this. You can relativize. There are 2 clauses, look at here. 2 clauses are relativized. And it's a grammatical. But in subordination, for example, you can see this example. Listen me carefully. Otherwise, you can miss the information I'm imparting. He has lots of experience. You can see. Though means which one? Subordination, coordination? Subordination, yes. Hasn't got a degree. And in this case, if you relativize, then it is not grammatical. It is different between coordination and subordination. Right? Who is making noise here? Maybe Asraful sir is making noise. Let me mute him. Did you understand? Did you get the idea? In case of...
So could you please repeat that again?
Yeah, when you relativize, means if you join clauses as relative clause, right? Relativization means using as, converting clauses as relative clause. Remember this. In case of coordination, it is grammatical. You can relativize. But in case of subordination, if you relativize, it is not grammatical. There are 2 clauses. For example, I appointed a guy who has lots of experience, though who hasn't got a degree. It is not grammatical. It is said that the rule is that in subordination, relativization is not grammatical. But in case of coordination, it is grammatical. It can work for all coordinates. Rajendra sir?
Okay, sir.
There are 2 clauses. Look at it. He has lots of experience, but he hasn't got a degree. There are two clauses, and you can use relative clause here. Here is also relative clause after but also, and here a guy who, you can see, right? You can see this, and it's grammatical because of coordination. But in case here are also two clauses. It seems grammatical, but it isn't. Here is also relative clause. Look at here. Because of this coordinating conjunction or marker, it's not grammatical. It's a rule, right? So across the board application of, it is called across the board application of syntactic processes, right? This is the last rule. If you have any confusion, again I can repeat, or you can read these explanation here are, or these everything's are from that particular extract I have sent you. Any confusion here? Again?
It's clear, sir. Thank
Yeah,
you.
relativization in coordination is possible, but similar type of relativization in subordination is not possible, right? Is the rule. There are 5 characteristics of coordination. These are, so you can say characteristic coordination also, subordination also. These 5 number, right, and 4 number also is similar, right? There are so many similarity. You can see no fronting also is about coordination also, subordination also, right? And it is only about coordination, and syntactic likeness, right? And no grammatical limit for number of coordination. These are about coordination. Now I'm going to start subordination. I think if you have any question, I can again go back to this point. Okay, just if you have any problem.
Yes, sir.
Number 1.
Yes, for the fronting rule, sir.
For fronting also same. In fronting coordination.
Yes.
In coordination, fronting is not possible. In subordination, look, you can talk about the example of if, and this although, even though also. Look at A and B both are right, because although is which clause?
Subordinating.
Subordination. It is possible in subordination. This but is which one? Coordinating conjunction.
Coordinating.
If you start with but, it is wrong.
So can I say, like, can I use for? Like, for example, she had to study very hard for her to pass the examination.
In between you can write.
If I say,
yeah.
No, if I say for her to pass the examination, comma, she had to study very hard. It seems like,
yeah, it is found, right, in grammar, right? But strictly speaking,
okay.
If it is coordinating conjunction, fronting is not possible, it says, right? But in subordination,
okay.
right?
Even though it sounds
or for
right,
can be used in subordination also, right? For can be used in subordination,
okay,
right? That's coordinating conjunction, right? So in case of coordinating,
so for,
sir, are you saying anything?
Yes, so for can be both subordinating as well as coordinating.
Yeah, in
I'm
case
confused.
Of, because people write that, right? Because.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. But normally for is coordinating, right?
Coordinating conjunction, yeah.
But it can be subordinating.
Yeah, when we have to introduce dependent for a reason, because maybe I'll come to the point. Look at here. Is there for? Not at all. It's not here. The for can see for used as core subordinate, right? Anything? Are you saying anything? But if that
was not me.
Right? Common
example.
Common, yeah. I showed you example earlier about for also, right? In that video also you saw, right? In case of that, commonly it is if we use 2 independent clauses, if that is coordinating, fronting is not accepted grammatically. Let's start subordination. And you know what subordination is. One is independent and another one is dependent. And subordination is contrary. It means there is superordinate and subordinate, two terminologies I introduced earlier, right? From the name also you can see subordination means as a dependent or embedded on another. Another means here independent, right? So we can see here, and we have already discussed about this. Same thing is here. Subordination. Which one is subordination here? I realize that's ill. I wonder. This is if.
Whether.
You can see. And you can see here example of for, right? It's unusual for her to be late, right? See the same example here, right? So this for and that for we discussed earlier, right? They have different sense. Maybe this example helps you, right? In case of this subordination or subordinating clause, you can see subordination gives less attention means from this term you can see subordinate and superordinate. Super means the most important, right? And this one is less important, less attention, because from subordinating clause we cannot exactly derive real intended meaning of the speaker or writer. That's why. So it depends upon other. It's also called embedded in this sense. Do you have any confusion here? You know the meaning of subordination.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, it's unusual for her to be late. Is it subordinate? Is there any subordinate clause? It's unusual for her to be late.
Yeah, to be late. I'll come to the point.
Is there any clause subordinate?
Late. Yeah, subordinating. Second one, the underlined one is, right? I will show you the type of letter,
for
right?
her.
Yeah. Her to be late.
Or sir, is for here a preposition or conjunction or a marker, as you are saying?
Which one?
Sir, in C,
Conjunction here,
number
right?
C, it's unusual. Is it conjunction or preposition?
Isn't it a prepositional phrase?
No, no, no.
Not.
For is here conjunction, right? I'll come to the point. Okay, wait. There are examples, right? I'll come to your point. Let's discuss about types.
So it is coordination, right?
Okay,
Sir, number C4, is it coordination?
Is there independent clause?
There's only one independent clause.
Only one independent.
Independent clause.
Or
Only one independent clause is there.
Yeah, there should be what? Both independent clauses. Is it the case?
Independent clause. Huna पर्यो नि त.
Yeah.
Subordination only one independent clause. So this only one independent clause.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll talk about the types, then you will have ideas, right? Last time I discussed about 3 types, and right now, right, today I'm going to talk about 6 types of subordination, then you will get some ideas. Is it okay? This you know that. I'm not going to talk. There are so many subordinating connectors, conjunction, right? Let's not discuss. It would take so many days to discuss. Look at here. Distinctive properties of subordinate clause. Finiteness. I think Hari sir, he talked about finite. What does finiteness means? Can you repeat? Can you tell me what is finiteness? Can you? Anybody?
Follows subject and tense.
Yeah. Tense.
Finite verb follows subject and tense.
Okay. That's okay. And you can see example here again about the for, right? I'll come to this point in infinitival clause later, right? And you won't be confused with this for and him to be present, right? I'll come to the point later. So maybe nobody has problem in this finiteness. Does anybody have? If you have listened carefully, Hari sir also, he talk about finiteness. Here are some expression. Let me again repeat this. And as you said earlier, right? Some of you said, finiteness means commonly carrying what? Tense. Inflected according to what? Inflected according to person, number, etc. It means if you can easily talk about tense, it is finite. And if you cannot distinguish particular tense and aspects, that is non-finite. Any confusion? Do you have any confusion here? Order clauses or class, if you can tell that belong to particular tense, and if you can see inflection, singular, plural, also affect the tense, I mean agreement, then that is finite. And if no such inflection, non-finite. Please do not remain silent. If you have confusion, tell me, otherwise later you will have problem to understand me. I'm talking about finite clause and non-finite clause later. Anybody in confusion? Because time and again I'm repeating. I have discussed about this maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago as well. Okay, see here, types of subordinate clauses. Last time we discussed about noun clause, adjective clause, and adverb clause. This is traditional classifications of subordinate clause or clauses. But Matthew in this extract talks about one group. Finite subordinate clause is one. Next one is non-finite. These are two broad categories. Under finite also, where you can see tense, this is Matthew's categorization, this writer's categorization. According to him, there are relative, you can see adjective also, relative and adjectives, they are same, you know that. And comparative also, and content clauses, there are 3 for him. And he also talks about noun, adjective, and adverb clause. Don't be confused, okay? These are 2 different classifications. Under finite clauses and under non-finite clauses, there are infinitival, gerund participle, and past participle. We will talk about these one by one. And you know, the relative clause, because in our last class also, we discussed about this. I think today I'll simply show you some example and you know what is it. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, see here. You know relative clauses means, see in WS relative clause, we consulted the woman who first suggested this solution. I followed the advice which you gave me. There are so many other conditions, but relative pronouns are used, right? As we discussed in our last class, there can be defining, there can be non-defining, and we discuss about this also, right? In defining, what happens? No comma. And in non-defining, there is comma. In non-defining or supplementary, what we do? You can see example here. As we discussed earlier, I'm not talking about this in detail, right? Defining, no comma, you can't see comma here, right? Here also, no separation, right? And but here, you can see extra information, supplementary, right? That's why there are commas. So this one is relative clause, and I think most of you are teaching at school level, and I think you have been teaching as well. Let's not waste our time. And comparative clause is also comparison is also maybe from 6th or 7th class. I have been teaching about this. Maybe using then or using as and as, or even like. These type of clauses are called comparative clauses. Get here, these clauses function as complement of then. I think Rajendra sir was talking about this. Then or as you can see.
Sir, I was talking about THEN, sir.
Oh, that's the tense marker. That's a adverb, right? Then means that is adverb. Then it's comparison. Then okay, this and this one. If you use clause after this, you get here a clause. This is also clause. And if you are making comparison using clauses, right, is also comparative subordinating clauses. It's not difficult. If you are using, I think, then you are teaching then use of then, and maybe in 11 and 12 class it's there, right? In 8 class, 9 class in our school curriculum, it's there, right? And like also in the sense of comparison, if you are using is what? Comparative which clause? Subordinating clause. Number 2, according to this writer. I think this one is somehow new. Only terminologies are new here. Other clauses except relative and comparatives comes under or falls under content clauses. Other except relative and comparative. That means except this and except this. Other clauses, whatever clauses, they come under content clauses. You get that clause, if or whether clause, right? You can see it is called declarative sentence, right? Close interrogative, yes no question, and WH question, and exclamatory, right? These all come under content clauses. This is very easy to remember. If you exclude relative clause and comparative clause, remaining all sort of clauses, they come under content subordinating clauses. Content subordinating clauses. You can see, as I said, declarative, yes no question types of while reporting, right? And WH while reporting, and exclamatory, right? They come under content clauses. If you have question, please do not remain silent. These three are three types of subordinating clauses according to Matthew, the writer of this article in our textbook, right? Content clauses. Now let's go to the another classification which we discussed earlier, right? But last time I just did not use non-finite. I simply said participle, right? Can you remember? I said participle clauses then in my last class. But this article here it mentions three types of non-finite clauses. Participle clauses and non-finite clauses are same. Non-finite, in which sense it is non-finite? Can you tell me? Why it is non-finite? For example, this one is why it is non-finite. This one.
Because it's not following tense and subject there, I.
Yeah. And
We
no
cannot.
inflection also, right?
Yeah.
Number of subject doesn't matter this, right? That's why. So simply no tense. We can't guess tense out of this. So, you know, to infinitival is one first type. Gerund participle, it means ing, and under infinitival you can say to infinitival one using to, and some verb they do not need this to, and they are called bare infinitival, right? Bare, no infinitive, no to at all, and you can begin with ing, right? Inviting the Smith, right? You're inviting. This is ing form. This is gerund participle, and past participle is a third form. You can see their son was among those arrested. Look at here. Arrested is a past participle. So there are three non-finite clauses in English. Okay, we can go back, and if you have any question, we can discuss. We have lots of time.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that you mentioned is like can be used as content clause, but that is also a relative clause, right? When we talked about relativization, that.
Definition says not, because the content clauses lack the special features of relative and comparative clauses, right? You cannot use relative one here because there is different definition for that.
Okay.
Right? You can see from the type of sentences it includes declarative type of sentences, right?
Yes.
Close interrogative, yes, no question type.
So if that was like preceded, I mean, preceded by a noun that it explains, then that would be relative, I guess. This time it is not doing that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me what they said, for example, look at here, right? Any other comparative? I think you have any confusion here. What if clauses means? Comparison, and there should be clause, not the word, right? Clause. If you are comparing clauses, then it comes under subordinating. Maybe then, or maybe as dot as or like. I think is very simple. And in case of relative, we discussed last time also. If you watch that video also, you can get lots of ideas, right? Let's not discuss about relative again, but these comparative clause, content clause, these two are new for us, right? And in case of non-finite, it's also very simple, right? If you see, I help. There are four. This writer says there are three, but if you include bare infinitive, there are four types of non-finite clauses. One is bare infinitive, another is to infinitive, and next one is gerund participle, and then past participle, right? So I use of ing gerund using third form, right? Past participle, and using to bare, sorry, using to infinitive, and without using to bare, right? So are
Sir, I have a question here.
yeah, ma'am. Yes, tell me.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, in our traditional grammar, would you please take it to non-finite clause? The slide one that says about non-finite. Yes, sir. Sir, I want to repaint the kitchen. So to infinity. But normally in our traditional grammar, we say this is a phrase, infinitive phrase, to repaint the kitchen. So we normally teach our students, and in traditional grammar, we say that this is infinitive phrase. But here in modern grammar or in Matthew's grammar, this is clause. Is it like that?
Okay, this question is genuine in the sense that last time also I showed you infinitive participle clauses, right? It's like a phrase.
Yes, sir.
It's like a phrase. It's not like a
Yes, yes.
right. You are right, because if we analyze
Clause.
particular this sentence into two part, it will be clauses, right? But if you use in the same sense here, it's
Yes.
to be a clause, what is necessary? Subject and verb, right? It's missing here. Yeah, you're right. But he says
Yes.
these are also clauses, right? You know that indefinite, while defining clauses, we said clauses should have subject and verb. But here it is hidden,
Yes.
right? According to our modern grammar, is hidden. That's why in traditional grammar there are only these three types. You can see noun clause. You can, will have subject and verb. Relative clause, adjective clause means relative clause. You can see there will be a subject and verb. And adverb clause there also will be subject and verb, right? So traditionally you are right. Traditionally there are no these type of individual clauses, right? But right now Matthew, yes, right? So
Sir, that means for feature taking, we should use this as clause. But normally when we teach our students, we cannot say that these are clause.
Yeah, it's not for our right? It's only for us. If you are teaching at a school level, yeah, you don't go beyond these three, right? Confusing, because most grammarian they only mention noun clause, adjectival or relative clause, or adverb clause only, right? Even content clause is confusing students, right? Even there is no comparative, right? At our school level, we haven't studied about comparative clause. It was not there. Only relative and relative, you know that, right? So this is for our thorough understanding for us. We are at master level, right? And when we are asked to analyze, when we are asked to write paper, right, it is necessary. So this book is also based on articles. So it has given all the options. This first option also, and the second option, which is very common, I have written here traditional, and this one is also. And as you said me earlier, right, these are not clauses, right? If you follow the traditional definition, because as I said, clause means subject and verb. But in this infinitive and gerund participle, past participle, subjects, no subjects. That's why. That's the case here. You are right. Any other queries? And don't be confused with this finiteness also, right? You need to have idea of finiteness. If you don't have, then it's difficult to understand. And we know subordination, coordination, and so on. And if you have any confusion, I'm going back about this. Coordination means also, you know that. You know terminology also, right? Conjunction. For children, you need to say conjunction. Don't say marker and linking words, linker, etc. It would be confusing, right? But we are at master's level. That's why we need to know what are the different terminologies used in this particular subordination or coordination, especially coordination. So conjunction can be termed as coordination, right? And conjunct sometime. For coordinate, you use conjunct also, right? Coordinate means parts and coordinate means marker. But as I suggested earlier, at school level, we have to use conjunction, not the marker, not the what? Conjunct, etc. Right? These are terminologies you need to remember. And what are the features of coordination? If you have confusion in this, it means very simple, right? No grammatical limit to the number of coordinates. Number of coordinates means number of item. It's not about clause exactly, about coordinates as a whole, right? For example, pork is not clause, beef is not clause. This is old level. My daughter is not clause. Our husband is not clause. It's a phrase level. But it's a feature of coordination mentioned by Matthew. That's why I mentioned, right? To coordinate number of coordinates or item doesn't matter. That is the thing. And is about syntactic likeness, not the categorical likeness. You need to remember what is category. Is a not categorical likeness. If function of two items are similar, you can coordinate. Right? This is the thing mentioned here. Sometimes not only noun phrase and noun phrase can be coordinated. Noun phrase and adjective phrase can be coordinated, but their function in that sentence should be similar, right? And if you go through this slide, you can see explanation or that particular extract I have mailed you. Marking of coordination, there are so many varieties and prevalent, and I said that the second one, the first one is highly preferred. This one is highly preferred. We use this one, right? We write and just before the last item. This is commonly used in coordination, and especially in traditional grammar. But nowadays there are so many other, or there can be some fixed expressions also. For that you can use that police syndic and ascendic also. Sometimes we can omit also. So it depends upon our intention, our variety, whatever we want to bring in our writing. And is number 4, no fronting of coordinator, but S fronting of subordinator. Remember this. You can talk about example of if sentence. In if sentence, you can write if at the initial position also, in between clauses also. That's okay. Right? And you can see although here, although is subordination. So in case of subordination, both are right here. A is also, B is also right. But in case of this coordination, it is not prepared. It's not written. But when writing this poetry or something like this, if you want to bring some sort of effect, it is written. You can find, and we discuss about for also, right? But grammatically means if you follow traditional grammar, that is not accepted. And this number 5 feature also, it distinguishes subordination from coordination. If you relativize what coordination, it is grammatical. These two are example of coordination because there is but, and you can relativize using who. You can write two clauses and in between there is but. It's okay, grammatical. But in case of subordination, here is although, same type of relativization is not acceptable because it is not across the board. It means it does not apply to all the coordinates. This is one coordinate and this is another coordinate. Coordinate means here clause, right? In case of this, in case of subordination, relativization for both of the clauses is not grammatical. You can find here somewhere that grammatically, in case of subordination, the relativization is not correct. These are the 5 features in subordination. There are subordinating clauses, and I talk about finiteness, tense carrying, and there are 3 categorization. 1, Matthew's categorization. These 3. The second one is very common and traditional categorizations of finite clauses, and this is also modern one, Matthew said. So commonly these 3 lack feature of clause or clauses, because there is no subject. We have to understand it is hidden. That's why while teaching, as I said, the first one and the last one you need to avoid. Commonly you talk about noun clauses, adjective clauses, and adverb clauses, and I think you have ideas about this. Anything? Anybody? Are you listening me?
Sir, I have to, yes, sir. Sir, I have to present, after clause, I have to present subordination and this coordination. So I will cover this thing, okay? Is it okay?
Yeah, do not cover everything, right?
Yes, sir.
It brings a very short idea, subordination, introduce subordination and coordination, right? Maybe there are two person. Let me see. Hemanti ma'am is going to present next week. Then Jina Maharjan. Maybe you are there, yeah. Subordination and coordination. There are two person. She will introduce. She will talk about these three types of, right? Jina Maharjan. Three types means traditional three types, and you need to highlight the different feature, right? Whatever Gina ma'am will leave for you. Is it okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
And then only we'll go to the next presenter. If you have any question, right, we can discuss. I have sent you that particular slide also, and please extract also. You can see here, look at here. If you want to know more about this, it's a very easy. Please go through this extract. I have sent you in email also. It is in Moodle also. If you have time, if you want to know more about clauses, it's a very much comprehensive, very easy also, right? Everything. For example, you see category of status. It is there. I have just copied and pasted. And distinctive feature, they are here, right? If you haven't understood me, very short and sweet, right? Go through this. There are interpretations also, right? Similarly, see the marking of coordination is there, and there is long explanation. You can go through. I've also read here non-fronting of coordinate plus coordinate, right? If you have any confusion here, you can see across the board means I try to explain, and if you have still confusion, across the board means relativization works for both clauses in coordination but not in subordination because one is dependent there. And I didn't talk about order of coordinates. If you want to know, you just go through this. Main clause and lower level coordinates, you can see here if you want to know more about this. Distributive plus joint coordination. There's some features because if I have explained all of this, you would be confused. I have thematically brought the content here today, right? There are some issues I haven't addressed, and if you want to know more about this, please read this extract, and you can get more ideas on this also, right? And please do not depend upon the extract, very short ideas, because it's a master level. You have to explore, you have to bring, and there can be many ideas which I may not have gone across, and we can discuss here, and let me learn from you as well, right? So we are masters, we have to learn lots of things, right? Okay, you do this one. Okay, so can we stop our class for today?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will see next week then. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Good night,
Night.
sir.
Good night, sir.
Good night, sir.